Chase success with Global.Media.com. Let's celebrate it with or without champagne.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Any Spotlights, the show where I get to laugh. Any is late, not me. Yes, Michelle, you can't be leaving comments when you're here, right? Don't be leaving comments.
We weren't here when I posted that.
They won't care that we're late, I don't think. They might do. Some might do, but I'll get over it, right? I get over myself. So I'm glad you're here. Of course, if you're here, drop us a comment. We do want to know that you're here. Although if you don't put a comment there, we'll never know you're here. Michelle says, I'm honored to be featured guest in this live event. I look forward to engaging with all of you. Yes, you're nice when you want to be, right, Michelle? Michelle's always nice. Go on, Michelle. Say something. How you doing?
I do give. I'm always nice in the beginning, yes. But I think, you know how people will be like, have a good day. I hope you have the day you deserve.
Excellent. So, you are always nice, but you like to come across as a bit testy is the word I probably use, right?
Testy.
Which is it's not a bad thing. It's just Michelle is guarded. Michelle is Michelle.
Oh, I am very
good. She likes to think she's what's the word I'm looking for? No, your favorite words. I don't trust anyone. It's not true. It's not true.
I do trust people. Just not everyone.
No one can trust everyone, right? So I might throw my trust out there just for the sake of building a relationship. Say I'll happily trust someone and then say once I say I trust you, it is a countdown to are you going to blow it or are you going to use it?
So you give trust automatic?
I said I yeah. Look, if I meet someone and I've just met your friend Tom, for example, I'm more than willing to be his friend and to take him at face value. That's what trust it means to me, right? Take him at face value.
There we go. I like you said it that way.
Find out more about what he does and who he is. Like I say, from there on in, it's either we're going to become better friends or we're going to not become friends.
Sure.
So.
But I don't trust everybody off it. Trust is earned. I will respect everybody off it.
You see, look, in our show today, anyone who's been to my Spotlight event knows it's all about making me laugh, Michelle. Making me laugh. Of course, if you make me laugh, then you make my friends laugh too. That's the idea, right? Of course,
seem to get it out of me.
There's some serious conversations. I had a list of questions, but I'm going to leave that list until I need it. I probably don't need it because I think you have enough to say, to make us laugh without me having to resort to a list. And anyway, okay. So let's begin. For those who don't know me, I'm still Any. I had to change my shirt from earlier because I hate collars. What's up with collars? Why no one designed a collar? It just does what collars should do. The same thing on both sides and stays there and just does it all day. What the hell? My t-shirt was all funky. One collar. I'm like, damn, I got to change it to my t-shirt. That really upsets me, by the way. That really upsets me. So t-shirt's gone. I got a shirt on just for this show. And the whole series, look, I help you write your book, publish your book, sell your books. I help you with events. Why do I do all these? Because I want to make you famous. I want everyone to know who you are. So when you do amazing things in life that can really help my friends. Events, management, and my other things. So I do this live events for people or with people, on behalf of people. I'm trying to avoid it on behalf bit. Literally, if you got something that the world needs to know, I want to help you get it out. I want to make you a star. I want everyone to know who you are. And I want everyone to know why they should trust you, like you, want to do business with you, want to get your solution. And I tend to work on things that make you famous for the long term. So what I call long-term authority, long-term trust, and maybe build a community around you rather than just trying to sell products and services willy-nilly. So ad hoc. That's what I'll say. My book that you can see behind me is the lessons we learned from COVID. It's an anthology of my 10 author friends. So do go and check out the book. If you want the link, let me know. Enough about me. Now, today's about Michelle. So, we all know Michelle, we don't really. Yeah, but
surface level.
I know Michelle.
Yes.
I know Michelle's fun. Michelle's hilarious and she's got stories to tell. So let's learn who Michelle is. Michelle, take it away. Give us an introduction.
Well, first of all, everybody joining Team Replay and Live, thank you. I am Michelle Ramos. I'm the founder of Don't Raise Statistics. That is my organization. It was born out of adversity and different trials and tribulations that I faced. I wanted to ensure that nobody ever felt how I had felt, and resources were available, things of that nature. Originally wanted it to be nonprofit, but then I learned about nonprofit. So I decided to travel the B Corp path, and I'm currently working towards getting Don't Raise Statistics to the B Corporation status. I am a visionary architect of the Legacy Blueprint. I'm currently in some collaborations with that. It's a AI-driven, integrated legacy platform, so to say. Can't really say too lot because I am going for a utility patent. So, I gotta we need a couple NDAs signed.
I tell you.
Discussion. Penny will tell you.
I will tell you in good time. I'll let you carry on,
Michelle. I think that I disrupt systems. That's really the best thing to say. I have been told no my entire life and what I can't do and why I can't do things. So I have walked my own path, finding ways to do the things that I'm told aren't possible. And then I achieve it and move on to the next impossible. I am a single mom of a beautiful neurodivergent preteen, and I've made it my mission that I will never force her to go into an environment that she needs to adjust or conform. I advocate fiercely to ensure that environments are meeting her where she is, and we build teams for her success. When I became a parent, I definitely thought I'm going to be this teacher. And I think what I've learned a lot through the last decade is she's my teacher, and I'm learning who I am because of her, and I'm alive because of her. So in a nutshell, that's who I am. Sure, we're going to be digging into it here with Amy, and we got some guests.
Oh, Michelle, you are a star. Look, I think, just your parenting is a delight to watch. But tonight we'll show people in good time. So let's start with what we normally do. Let's welcome our friends. Michelle B, glad you're here. Glad you're here. That's guarded. That's Michelle. That's Michelle all over, right? We do need humor to get through our day, Michelle. So bear that in mind. I wasn't Tracy. Welcome. I was in your show earlier. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining us, Liana. Welcome as well. Can I make you moon? No, I can just make you famous. I've got superpowers right now. My powers are they're human powers. I don't know whether it's Lady J or Lady K, but you're here, and that's truly amazing. Now, you're the amazing one, my friend. It's Michelle and I. We'll do
Yeah.
Glad you're here. Thank you so much. So this is Lady K. If you don't know about the enrichment of mind, body, and soul, connect with Lady K, and you soon find out. Karen, you soon find out who they are. The amazing work they do. Their show has
much deserved her vacation, but I really miss their lives for while they were gone.
Yeah, but no, but the show's about moved to Facebook.
Mhm.
I despise Facebook Live. I despise everything about Facebook, but I still go and watch them on a Sunday night. You know, because it's them, and they always have amazing guests. All right, let me
Right.
say
I'm
this,
gonna
Lady K.
follow them.
Lady K, look, there's something about Facebook Live where you have to accept me into your group for me to be able to comment. I comment all day, and you can't see any of it because you haven't accepted me into a group. I'm sitting there thinking, what's the point? Anyway, do the admin part and accept me into the group. So when I comment, it actually shows up and you can see it too. Because at the moment you can't see anything. It says grey. I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, it just makes me hate Facebook even more than I normally do. But I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. Said Lisa, said my favorite Lisa in the world. She was asking me how
My
many Lisa.
rebel sister.
I only know one Lisa, so you know, you see my favorite Lisa in the world. And
I know she has to be the favorite one because you said that you bought our book because of her.
It's Michelle. Michelle.
I mean,
I bought two of them. Number 2 and number 3. The one I didn't buy is the one with Miss Angelica, and I was trying to resist buying all of them.
so Lisa, Angelica, and I are all in Rebel with a Cause.
Yes, but they want, and I need to.
They're
buy
not in
number
your hand.
one now.
That's not in your hands.
But your authors haven't bought that. The author hasn't bought my books. That's why.
I do have your book.
Yeah, but she hasn't. Damn.
You're gonna play tit for tat.
I buy number 1. Why not? You know, why not? No, so whatever. I'll get over it. Tom, welcome. We missed you, Tom. We haven't seen you for a while.
I got to see one of his. Somebody did a cherry, I think, did a post, and he's doing these jellies and these things. I was like, oh my god, that looks so good.
Excellent. Thanks for showing up, Tom. Noni, welcome to our sing your heart out on a live host. I'm glad you're here, Noni. You know, look, you know, you'll be aware of this, and maybe you are, maybe you're not. Michelle being Michelle, she's like, she cares who I invite. She cares who's here. If you're here because Michelle approved your invite, take it from me. There are some that we didn't invite deliberately because I like to protect the joy of my friends and my co-hosts, right? And that the person the spotlight's on. And you know, really, if you were here, I appreciate that Michelle said yes, invite them. Otherwise, you won't be here. Right,
No. I think we need to clarify. We're talking about backstage passes. We're not talking about entrance, admission. I mean, it's a public event. Anybody can join.
Didn't ask you, Michelle, who should I invite? Should I invite this person or that person? Yes.
And what did I tell you?
I did.
I said,
you know, and she said no. I couldn't send the invite. Jeremy, welcome. Again, you're one of those that she said I should invite. So you got a backstage pass as well. So we've got 4 people in the studio, so that excites me. I'm glad you're here. I don't know where we should start.
I only know one person is back there, so the other 3 will be good surprise.
Really? Okay, they'll be surprised to you. Okay, that's cool. So I'll get to you, and I'm going to bring you up first, Tom, in a couple of minutes. Right. See, Michelle, the first time I took you seriously, yeah, she's like, yeah, don't be surprised. I saw your video about
I can remember the beginning engagements, and I remember one specific one that was a little heated. So I don't know when you took.
No. I see people. I'm like, okay, that person looks interesting. And you know, Mike, welcome. Say, you know, what's Mike? The Hounds of Business.
Hounds of Business.
Yeah. Again, Christy as well. Welcome.
These are such amazing people.
Yeah, if you know stories about Michelle, please come and share. You know, come and share your stories. If you want a link to join the studio, let me know. I will send you the link in the comment. I'll send you the link in your DR. My comments going through links. Yeah. Yay.
I sent Mike a StreamYard link. But he has a show tonight too, so he might be busy.
Okay. Well, let's share your links, and then more of us will join your events. That's how it has to be. Welcome, Mike. I'm glad you're here. Right, Michelle, go back to how I sort of realized that you were. We might have met on mind, body, and soul. Maybe. I think so. And then I saw a video of your brain operation. I was like, wow. Wow, she's still alive. And I guess I figured from that moment, you transformed from the brain operation. It's a story that people don't seem to know unless they know you really well, right?
I mean, people know I have brain surgery, but you're right. Like how our depth of conversation, yeah. Like many don't know everything.
Let's talk about the brain operation. You see, this is what makes Michelle a bit. This is what makes Michelle a bit strange. Part of it. It's true,
I mean,
right?
It's one of the contributing factors.
It's okay. So what's caused the brain operation? And tell us about the what and why and how.
So maybe like 2005, 2006. I had already been on my own for like almost 10 years with full-time jobs, single, no kids. I was actually told I would never have kids. Weighed probably like 400 pounds, but I was working one full-time job, and then overtime at that job was like 20 to 30 hours a week. And I had a part-time job. So basically I was working like 2 full-time jobs and a part-time job. And I started getting these really bad migraines. And I just attributed it to working a lot and not healthy lifestyle. And then over the course of the time, it got worse. So from 2006 to 2008, it went from sporadic or random to constant migraines. And then my vision started getting foggy. Like it was just every week was darker and darker. So I was like, okay, well, it's time to see an eye doctor. And it was really like ironic listening to Felipe last night because like it was so similar. It's like I went to the eye doctor thinking it was the eyes. And then the eye doctor looks at my eyes, he leaves, he comes in with the doctor, they look at my eyes, they leave, and then like this room is full of people, and they're like, you need to go to the hospital right now. Right now. And I'm just looking at him like, what? Like, I just need a pair of glasses, bro. Like, I need to get back to work. They're like, you're not gonna go back to work anytime soon. And they gave me a sealed envelope and they told me not to go to the hospital alone. So I called the dysfunctional parental units and they met me at ER, and I was told, we need to give you a spinal tap. And I was just like, great, what is this? Like, no clue. But my whole life with the medical adversities I faced, I was used to that. It was like being conditioned. What the doctor said, you don't question it, you do it. So it was like, okay, what do we do? And that was the first time a needle went into my back. Spinal taps are different, and they feel different. They're different. And I was told that very first one, when they put that needle in, they said that this fluid's going to come out. It's going to tell them my brain pressure with the cerebral spinal fluid. And they should be like 11. I'm like, okay, great, we'll be good. I'll go home. It started, and then I hear him say, oh my God, we need another. And then I hear, oh my God, I need another. I'm like, and you can't move, right? You're on your stomach. You can't move. You got a needle sticking in your back. And you hear people freaking out. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Like, what is good? Like, y'all are behind me. So my opening pressure was a 58. So, and it should have been 11. Like, they was removing over 40 cc's or something like that of like just fluid. They just kept pulling it. So the migraines was actually, my brain has been swelling, and it had gotten to the point where it had swelled so much, it was stuck inside the skull. There was nowhere left for it to go. So the vision began fading because once your brain can't swell no more, it goes down into the optical nerves. But then once your optical nerves can't swell no more, they die. That's it. Period. So my fogginess and fading was because of the brain swelling and the optical nerves and everything. So ultimately, it led from 2008 to 2010 was about 25 spinal taps. And that's when they said, okay, we're going to put in a brain shunt because the fluid is never going to stop overproducing and swelling. And that was the first of 12 brain shunt. Like 2 brain shunts have been placed and 10 revisions.
Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot. Yes, I'm surprised that you're still in one piece. You know, I hate needles, by the way. So, any mention of needles, oh, it just makes me cringe. And I was going to try. I wanted to be a doctor when I was younger until I realized I hate needles. I hate blood. Maybe I hate people too, but let's not worry about that. I hate that part of people. That's, you know. Anyway, I get over it. I'm a psychologist instead. You know, so no, that's an interesting story. I think, you know, you find that, like I say, since then you've risen. Literally, you have, you know, it's like a phoenix. Yeah. That's your story, really. That's
like metaphorically and, yeah. Cherry.
Miss Angelica, your camera is not on. You haven't enabled your camera or your mic. You're gonna have to leave. Enable your camera and mic and come back in the studio. I can't bring you up. You just say
you want the funny. You want a funny story? I mean, it might not be funny to y'all.
Of course, tell me a funny story.
My humor could be dark. Okay, so let's just get it. But okay, so like they did that first brain surgery, right? And back then, when you're like 400 pounds, you're not gonna have a kid. Like you got a dysfunctional family. You know, like. I was like hardcore into drugs and numbing because I didn't want to, my reality was horrible. Mm-hmm. So for the first, I would say 6 months after, so I had a brain surgery and then an emergency brain surgery. So in the first 6 months of the first surgery in 2010, there was 4 brain surgeries. 3 of them were emergency. And everybody thought I was overdosing all the time because I was doing so much drugs and numbing and not wanting life. Nobody ever called an ambulance for me to learn the very first brain surgery gave me epilepsy.
Really? Wow. So again, this is
some friends, right?
This is what makes your story even more remarkable. Yeah, and you know, and so, you know, when I think of Michelle's quirkiness, it's what I sort of realize there must be a reason why she's so quirky. Not truly.
There's definitely a reason why I'm who I am.
Yeah. Tom, the transformation you haven't even seen yet. Now, Michelle just mentioned something which is easy to miss. She was 400 pounds. She really was.
I gave birth to Angelina. I was 429 pounds when I gave birth.
Should I show them?
Yeah. I love it because people don't recognize me. I can be in the store. Yeah, somebody does not know. I can keep going.
Meet Michelle at one time. I'll tell you.
Want you to have pride, be humble in between. Don't blend into the crowd, baby. You should be seen. I want you to love with your entire heart. Finish everything that you start. Want you to be still, as sweet as you are now. Even when your fears try to bring you down, I want you. I want you. Thinking, breathing, feeling. Want you to have pride, be humble in between. Don't blend into the crowd, baby. You should be seen. I want you to love with your entire heart. Finish everything that you start. Want you to be still, as sweet as you are now.
Alive. That little girl saved my life.
This is where I can get emotional talking to you, Michelle. I think
She saved my life. I would not be here today if it was not for her.
I can see like you're being her mom is the biggest joy in your life, and you will see more of it as we go. But you saw how big Michelle was, right? She makes me look small. My son and I, we lift weights, we do exercise, and Michelle, you had big arms. Your one arm was bigger than both of my arms.
You want to know something so amazing too? I literally I've been going through all these medical things, and one of those endeavors is I'm working with the cosmetic surgeons for the plastic surgery to start getting the extra skin removed. I'm so excited for that.
Really?
I'm more insecure at 160 pounds than I was at 430 pounds.
Right. I maybe okay. You're just a normal person now, Michelle, in terms of size, right? And yes, the rest of us are insecure about ourselves, but we'll get over it, right? How did you get so big? There's two questions. How did you get so big? Number one. How did you lose it all? Number two. I keep asking you, and you never tell me. How did you get so big? Was it just eating or just what?
Well, I was bored on Friday the 13th in an elevator and weighed 12 pounds and 9 ounces. So, I mean,
you're a big baby.
I was already a big baby, and I was never, I guess you would say, like a thin child. I wasn't like obese, like where you would look at a child like that's bad, but I wasn't skinny. It was more, I think it was a compilation of being put in a wheelchair for 3.5 years, like no physical activity. And then I don't like to say that my parents were bad parents in the sense they did the best they could for what they had and what they knew and things of that nature. But they definitely didn't know better as far as like when it should have been different. And so yes, what I ate well with no physical activity definitely contributed to more weight being added. But then they would like feel guilt. So it would be like they would bring fast food. They would like try to reward me with food because they felt bad for the situation I was in, if that makes sense.
Wow. Please, now, so part two, obviously, now you're 400 pounds. How do you lose that weight, Michelle? Because part of me just thinks at best of times, if I get so big, I'll have to, what can I do, right? Many of us think, I can't exercise, I'm too big to exercise. Almost it's too late. So what did you do to get yourself away from that, really? I mean, teach us, Michelle. Tell us the truth this time. Tell us the grimy bits of losing that weight.
The absolute first thing that has to happen is you got to be able to look in the mirror and like look at yourself and say, I want to live. Period. I want to live, because I was alive, but I was existing. I wasn't living. It wasn't like I wasn't suicidal in the sense like I years before had already tried to kill myself. Like it didn't happen. If I can't kill myself, then obviously I have to be here for a fucking reason. Like why? I was mad, so I was existing. I wasn't living, and I had my child, and then we got through the first year of her life, and that's when I knew I had to leave her dad. I already had a dysfunctional family. I knew I didn't want her raised that way. But then I also knew that if I continued to live the life I was living, I wouldn't survive to see her grow up, period. Yeah. So I had to fully accept that that was like she, that's what I said, she saved my life. She was the reason to want to live.
So Michelle did what?
A lifestyle change. There's I don't care what anybody says, who's fat, who's skinny, it's not a diet, it's not a miracle pill. You have to commit to a lifestyle change. People, places, things. It's a lot of people. It is actually very disheartening that a lot of people think that obesity is because somebody gorges and overeats. because the reality is I've always been malnourished. I've never taken in what I should calorie and food. But that's a huge misconception.
So day by day, what's Michelle doing? Eating less, eating healthily, exercising,
No, I
or
needed to eat
just
more.
living?
I needed to eat more, actually.
Really?
Yeah, my body would basically, like, when you're not like, I wasn't eating anything on a schedule or anything of how it should be. So like, when your body doesn't know when the next meal is coming, it's in starvation mode. So it don't matter how healthy the food is, what you're putting into it, the body's gonna do what it has to do because it doesn't know when the next is coming. So I had to eat more, and I also I changed it. Like, I seen people do gastric bypass surgery and lose weight, look great, but then gain it back, or diets and they quit. I seen all the examples of what never worked for people. And I'm like, okay, well, what do I got to do for Michelle? And the first thing I did was just stop listening to the doctors, because everything they were telling me to do was based on plans that are built for a human, just a human, not my needs, what I do. Like, you can't follow an eating schedule the doctor is giving you, and those aren't even the hours that you're awake. Like, how do you know? So I started just editing around myself. Like, at first I would get up and I would walk off the front porch, down the steps, and to the stop sign. And it was only like 3 houses up, but it was exhausting because I had a hip that I needed a hip replacement. And I was on pain meds because of the arthritis, like how bad it was. Pain meds that never took the pain away. And so it was just like, you're in so much physical pain that it doesn't even hurt no more. The emotional pain hurts. And you just push yourself and you keep going and you can't look back. You're muted.
And was that years or months? We're talking years, right? That literally, you've been doing this for years.
Yeah. So when I began, it took about 18 months, and I lost 160 pounds. And then after that 18 months, it just like plateaued. So it was about 2 years of maintaining the weight loss that the doctors and the insurance company approved. We did a sleeve. It's not a full gastric bypass. It's where they just fix your stomach. So what happens is, your stomach is the size of your fist. My stomach was the size of a full dinner plate. I already lost over almost 200 pounds. I've already restructured a lifestyle that I was grazing through the day, eating. I did everything to where it should have just lost the weight. But when your stomach is that big, it can't shrink back to what it should be. So that's why we did the sleeve. They cut it all out. It went to a little pouch. And after that, I shed another person.
Wow.
And I got to walk more. And I got a hip replacement. That hip replacement was crucial.
Truly, wow. So Jeremy, you're dead right. So what? I see my friend Sam Hall is here. Sam does talk health. So
they're all amazing people.
Health survey. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. Of course, I think it's understanding how your body really works, Michelle. Mm-hmm. Clearly, you do. I don't. I have no clue. I just eat and then exercise. And
like a lot of people do, you gotta, like, I've never changed what I eat. I still eat to add food. Moderation. And I struggle with eating more food.
Yeah, you don't need as much. You don't anywhere near as much. When I see your food, I'm in awe. Like, Jeremy, you're dead right. Michelle, you're very inspiring. Truly, it's a remarkable story that you have there. I'm going to come to you next, Tom. So I'm working my way to you slowly. Paulette, you're here. Inspirational. You say, please join us on stage, Paulette. You got the link. Miss Angelica is somewhere else, I think, for a second. So she'll join us. Brenda Lee's the coach of coaches. Glad you're here as well. Now, Brenda Lee has all the coaching tools. I have me in awe. connect with her if you don't know what I mean.
Yeah,
Liana.
we need Mike better.
Now, thank you so much for joining us, my friends. Right, Tom, I don't know what to introduce you, or to let Michelle introduce you, but I'll bring you on stage and then let you share your story about Michelle or ask you a question. You do you, my friend. Tell us who you are if you want to. Take it away. The mic is yours, my friend.
You're muted.
Yes, and he does that secretly. Have you? Yeah.
So say what you have to say, Michelle.
Well, I got to be in a BHT meeting with you, and I remember hearing you talk, and I remember just like, you're the reason I came to LinkedIn. Like hearing it's intellectual conversations, and when you can have a conversation with somebody and be like, I'm not gonna maybe agree all the way, but I know this person is not gonna be condescending or dismissive. It's like you made it a safe, vulnerable place to have deep, hard type intellectual conversation. And that was how we met. And then we was like, hey, let's do an off-platform Zoom. And it was like over before I felt it started. And it led to more and hours of conversation that I value. They're amazing.
Thank you. It's very nice to hear that. Thank you. We've had 3 or 4 conversations offline, and each one has been 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Okay, I got to go and get some real work done. There's so much. As Michelle and I would talk, we would discover more common ground. I too have had brain surgery, not to the extent of all the stents that she's had, and from different circumstances. But we talked about how it changed our life. How the decisions that we made, what we felt was a priority and important, really came to the front after we went through those crises, right? I have been an artist, a fine artist, a musician. I've authored a couple of books. I own an advertising agency. I've been in marketing for 43 years, and I keep reinventing myself. A few years ago, I started public speaking, and I love that because I'm not trying to teach or coach about marketing. The things that I speak about are more emotional and motivational. The first one that I did was about young people caught up and lost in drugs and alcohol, because my oldest son was caught up in that. And so we lived that experience. And so I truly understand what it means when someone says you hit bottom and you have to decide to live, so we connected on that. And I'm completely, if Michelle hasn't seen this by now, about helping people without any desire for me to get something back. And it comes back to you. And you hear that around, right? But you just have a spirit of generosity. I do. And you give, and it does come back to you. So when I'm in business meetings and networking and such like that, I'm listening between the lines all the time about who can I connect them to. Because they could, you don't know for sure all the time, but it could blossom into something special, right? And as I said the very first thing that connected me to Michelle when we were in this big giant, the humanity group, little unbridled group there, was resiliency. And I give a keynote about resiliency and renewal. And it's important for me to talk about where resiliency was found, where I found my resiliency, and a concept called resiliency equity. And we all have this whole history of experiences in our life that we just say, oh yeah, I remember that happened. But what they are is their ammunition, their strength to draw on when you need to be resilient. It's the influences of people who were bad influences on you and the lessons you learned. It's the influences that come from people who were fantastic to you, and they supported you and they encouraged you. It's the influences of people like an athletics team coach or someone who really pushed you. They pushed you, and then what happened? You got to the next level. And you remember those things, and they're the things that you draw on when you're in a difficult situation or in a crisis where you need to find resilience, strength. And that's the equity that you've built in your life, right? So that's, we talked about that because, I'm finding space and gigs to speak on that topic. And there are thousands of people right now who are speaking on resiliency. And yet they all have a slightly different slant, a different experience. And so I'm intrigued by that. So I wanted to hear Michelle's story. I introduced her into a group that I run every 2 weeks. And she can be very different than the typical business people that you bring to the table, right? And I was curious to see if she was comfortable in that group, which you tell me you were. And I just said, listen, you never know what you will draw, what you will learn from someone and how someone can surprise you. Don't prejudge anyone, right? Here's a young lady that has been through unmistakably remarkable circumstances, and yet she laughs and smiles all the time. I mean, how do you do that, right? If you just understand the breadth of circumstances that she faces and has been through, and yet, as I said in the chat, I don't think I put it in a public chat for people to see, but that you have an indomitable spirit that just says, I don't know if anybody else is going to help me, so I might as well just do it myself. I'm just going to get it done and move forward, right? And yet you smile, and that is infectious. And that's your gift. And you know what? That's why God has a purpose for you, and he brought you back from all that misery.
I believe that.
And I've written a couple of books on branding and on personal branding, and I speak about that, but I'm much more motivated in using my years of experience in business and entrepreneurship to bring those messages to people who are just trying to learn. They're just trying to, figure out their way too. So that's who I am. That's what I'm about.
No, thank you so much. 2.5 hours. You're let off lightly, my friend. Michelle can do all night.
I really believe, and it's a fault of mine. Okay, it really is a weakness. If I had a business coach sitting in the chair next to me, he would shut me down and say, "You're not being efficient with your time. You're not making any money today," right? But I really believe that interaction with people is far more important and a higher priority than that task you have on your desk.
Eddie and I's first offline like that was 4.5 hours.
Yeah. It's just easy.
I'm going past worrying, Tom. I'm going past worrying how I'm wasting my life away. But I'm not normally it's at night when I'm working, so and so Michelle's my night work time buddy. So
he's in UK time, so it's a bit different.
Wow,
it works brilliantly. Thank you so much. Look, I agree with you. How Michelle carries on smiling is remarkable, and you don't know 1% of this woman's struggles that she's been through. I haven't told you any of them apart from her brain surgery and her weight loss. But I'll leave that to you. Michelle, please feel free to respond to Tom, and then let's get to Cherry.
He hit it. It's the nail on the head. It's like that group that he was talking about this morning. Everybody I'm seeing in comments, these are all people worthy of being there. I see Charito, April, Mike, Andy. It's for me. I do transform. I want transformational connection. I don't want transactional connection. And with Tom, it was like that. It's just that instant type universal alignment feel. It was one of those things. I knew I could be safe talking to him, and I just knew it wouldn't be weaponized against me.
Yeah.
And that for me those are the connections I see.
The last thing I'll say is what I really loved about the way Michelle described her. What do you do? What's your title? What do you do every day? Right? She's a catalyst. The transformational is what's really meaningful and rich you know, because this something that she does or an interaction that you're going to have is transformational. It's difference making, but she's a catalyst. That is her goal. And it's like the third person in the last few weeks that have said that word to me. So that kind of said, oh, I guess that's a power word right now.
It was the cathartic catalyst was my way of doing what I was told I couldn't do.
Yeah.
Basically, I was told that it's just basically not possible to take a personal brand and a professional brand and then cohesively submerge it into just one entity. And so there was Barber Beauty 413, which was more personal and just mean. And then there was Don't Raise Statistics, but then it's like, this is who you're getting regardless of when or how I show up. Like, I want one brand. And that's how well,
we'll talk about that more. You and I will talk another few hours about that because I do personal branding and I've written a book on personal branding and I want to send you a copy of it because it's kind of an exercise. It's an exercise book, so you have to fill blanks in, right? And by the time you get through the book, you realize, yeah, that's me, and there's not a soul on the earth that is like me.
For sure. For sure. Look,
I agree with that.
Thank you so much. Paulette's just joined us as well, so I bring Paulette on stage. Let's go for some of the comments, Michelle. As in Lisa says rightly, I think Michelle needs to be in your survivors book for sure. The question, Michelle, is which story are you going to tell? I think, do you tell one, or do you tell two, or do you tell three, or do you tell all of them?
That's the hard thing when I'm writing. Like, where do you take it?
Honestly, well, no, of course you're going to be in the book, so we're working hard at that. So, there's no reason why Michelle shouldn't be in the book. So we'll get there in the end. Welcome, John. Glad you're here. Good to be alive. Whatever you do, indeed. Michelle said to be alive. So April, I see you as well. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. April is our breath healing expert. Yes.
Tom, that's one you need in your Wednesday.
Yeah. April.
For sure.
So as April says, she loves your resilience, which it's remarkable, really. I don't say that lightly.
That's like my second mom right there. I love Miss Chirito.
Chirito, welcome. I know it's very early where you are, Chirito.
5:30 in the morning for her in the Philippines.
Yeah, for sure. I think we mentioned Brenda Lee's earlier, didn't we? I think we did, right?
Yes.
Have I missed anyone? I don't think I have so far. Excellent.
I don't really look at comments, so I don't know who.
I do.
I only see the ones on the screen.
Sandra is here as well. That's
another rebel.
Welcome, Sandra. I'm glad you're here. So Sandra and I do a room on the journey of professional, corporate, and entrepreneur migrant or immigrants. So,
yes.
And she's writing a book about that as we speak. I see Jay's just joined us as well. Welcome, Jay.
Jay, he's another amazing one.
I first thought she was a supreme advocate. She is more than an advocate. She's a champion of positive and tenacious actions. I'll show you what she does. I'll give you an idea what she really does. I'll tell you the one thing she does, which many don't realize, maybe don't know. Annie made a mistake in planning this show, right? I made a mistake. I asked a silly question. Michelle, what video can I play, Michelle? It rained on me. This woman she makes these videos all. How do you make the videos, Michelle? All those TikTok videos. How many hundreds you got? Thousands.
Hundreds. And I was like doing videos well before TikTok.
Okay, and she means that as well, my friends. I'll show you another one. Just so you get an idea. That she makes videos all day, every day. Feels like, but I'm sure that's not. No,
I have batch days where I just make a lot of content, and then I can do scheduled posts, so people think I'm on social media and online all day. I'm really not.
Yeah, but they're normally inspiring messages, right?
So my social media platforms, like I've definitely scrubbed them, so there's no existence of it. But you used to be able, like when you would scroll, it was everything dark and miserable about life. And it was like in my mind, every time I would scroll, those are bad memories. But like, why do I need to keep seeing it? So then I made a promise to myself was like, well, what happens if my child's going to grow up and have access to this? What do I want her to see? And I made sure. So basically for me, it's intentful that I'm going to die. That's out of my control. But when I am gone, I want her to be able to like watch one of these videos and hear the message in the audio that's with the visual. Like they're all done with like purpose. Most of them. Some are like subliminal jabs. Like I ain't gonna lie.
Some are just jabs.
Yeah, some are just me being ignorant.
They're straightforward in your face. You know, I try and get her to resist doing those. I try and be nice, Michelle. That's what I keep saying to her. Be nice. Anyway,
I'm nice 90% of the time.
You know, okay. Let me show you the one with you and your daughter, because I know that can bring us to the next topic, which is, you know, what really makes you tick.
Want you to have pride, be humble in between. Don't blend into the crowd, baby, you should be seen. I want you to love with your entire heart.
No regrets, no matter how hard it gets. I'm going for greatness. Going for greatness.
I got you.
I used to be the most negative person on earth. Something bad happened. Why the fuck this had to fucking happen to me right now? But they say when you change your perspective, that's when miracles happen. So now when bad shit happen to me, I don't be like, why me? I be like, why not me? I'm built for this type of shit. Let's get it.
I don't know how you make those videos, but no, I'm more fascinated by how you got your whole body, your whole self into one leg of your old trousers. That's remarkable.
That day was psycho. Like, I don't even know what made me want to do that. I was like, let me go grab a pair of pants in the size I used to wear. And the reality was Walmart only went to 28. I mean, at my biggest, I had to go to like the Romaines and Lane Bryant. I needed 30, 32.
Wow.
So that was actually a 28. And when I was like, okay, like, I just want to see, you know, I had no idea I was going to fit in one leg. Like, I still am shocked by that.
I'm shocked. You know, Cherry, I'm glad you're here. Let's talk to Cherry for a second. There's more videos to show you. You know, so I don't know whether to remove the ones I've shown you already. That way I don't get all confused, but I'll do my best. Cherry, how are you doing? You're muted.
Hello.
Share with us.
Annie and Michelle and Paulette and Thomas, nice to meet you. I'm here to support Michelle and oh my goodness. Michelle is about the most real person that you will ever know. And I'm truly blessed to be her friend. When I first heard Michelle's story with the brain surgery, I had a different kind of commonality. I had a traumatic brain injury. And boy, Michelle and her resilience, they have really taught me, Michelle and her resilience, she has really taught me so much about being a single mother as well. I'm a new single mother, and I think of her often when I'm complaining, and I think, well, and I don't mean this in a negative way, Michelle, but I think, well, things could be worse, and because, and I just I'm blessed to be your friend, and I'm learning how to best serve her. Now, Tom, you have me on the hours in the middle of the night because have insomnia at night, and that's usually when I call Michelle. And like, I don't know if I told you this, Michelle, but last night when at 3:30 in the morning, my time, I'm on the
I
West
was trying
Coast.
to get Cherry into your meeting. Like we have
Yeah.
been on the phone all night.
Yeah. Yeah, my phone died. So I don't know if you knew that. So I'm here to tell you every moment of our phone conversations are I'm listening. So
I love you. I do.
I loved you too.
I
And any of the ducks, I remember the first time Michelle showed me the picture of the ducks and I'm like, that's her prize picture at the moment.
Yeah.
I love this. I love my thrift store pictures.
She promised that whenever you see her online, you see the ducks. I was like,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
that's not going to happen. But every
It's a
time we
mugshot.
it's always there.
I mean, come on now. It's a mugshot lineup. And
It's
like
always
I'm gonna always be the odd duck out. Like
this is a story. And
I love
Cherry,
it.
thank you so much. And look, everything
Thank
you
you.
say, I agree with you. And I think when I say Michelle is the nicest friend anyone could have. I will say that truly. Don't say that lightly. No, I'm sure I told you before, right? Truly.
I don't know about nicest, but I'll be the most honest and real.
No, don't be like that. So Mike says the truth. She's nice with me 100% of the time. That's the truth, right? She really is.
And you see that smile emoji at the end of that?
Well, you are. You really are. You know, like I say, now everyone needs a friend like Michelle, especially as you say, Cherry. And in the middle of the night, you can call Michelle, and Michelle will answer. Michelle will happily talk for hours.
I do.
She really does. So thank you. Thank you for sharing with us. And you are inspiring, Michelle. We know you are. You know you are too, and we appreciate you for that for sure. Let's go to Paulette. Welcome, Paulette. Glad you're here. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, thank you. Yeah, my throat's a bit sore today. No, not again.
Rest
But
it, yes, rest
I
it after
wasn't.
this.
No, I wasn't.
We can't
gonna
lose the
miss-
voice again.
I wasn't going to miss coming up here and taking the opportunity to say that when you meet people who, when you cut them down the middle like a piece of rock, and you find authenticity and honesty and loyalty and kindness, even if it's trying to hide. I'm gonna hide my kindness, but it's there. These are qualities that many people would love to have, and don't hide under a bushel for anybody. That duckling there has turned into a beautiful swan, and F the lot of them who say otherwise. And you have to get to the point where now that you can love yourself, and you can love yourself so much that your daughter sees that's what love is. I don't just love you, I love me.
Mhm.
And that love goes forward as a collective, the two of you. Otherwise, it's always going to be, I'm that ugly duckling in that picture, and you're not. I'm not having you say that one more time. If needs be, I'll get in
I
the
said the
car,
odd
drive
duck
all
out.
the way. Well,
It's
exactly.
the odd duck
colour it.
out.
Yeah, absolutely. Odd is fine.
It's
But
the odd
odd-ish.
duck out. I'm not
Can we
ugly.
just- No. But can we put some lipstick on it or something, or a hat? I think it needs to be
Ooh.
dressed up a bit.
Okay.
I think just a little bit of modification, just to make us all feel that you're not pulling yourself out of that picture saying, I'm different.
I can
Because
give it a like purple mohawk.
that'll do fine. I love the purple mohawk. I always used to say to Ben, different is perfect. And he'd go, why is it perfect? Because I say different, it means you're going to stand out from the crowd. Autism can make you, and I say this from someone who's worked tirelessly with autistic children to try and understand the differences. And they are just that. differences. And so I just say you're just wired differently. So even at the age of 7, somebody would say, you know, Ben, somebody said you're autistic or you've got autism, and he'd go, yes, I'm just wired differently. And then he'd be off doing whatever he was doing. He had an answer, right? And I think sometimes that's all children want is an answer. Why am I like this? Oh, I'm like this because. Oh, okay, gone. Yeah.
Yep.
Whereas if we try to hide the reason or hide the difference or under a different name or under a scary thing, there's nothing, nothing wrong with wanting to protect. Crikey, you don't get a more fierce mama bear than me. I protect you all, you know that. I'm
Yeah.
like, like I come at everybody. But the point is, when you are a mama bear and you are proud and you are caring, we are protective. And sometimes I had to say to myself, when I didn't think I was coming home, who's going to look after my child? Who's going to bring my child up the way I want my child to be brought up? Who's going to be able to teach my child the things I always knew he needed to learn? And that was the worst nightmare for
Who's
me.
gonna love my child the way I love my child?
Exactly. And that is the key. And now I can sit back and say, Ben can love himself.
He
He's got
does too.
and he does too. And I've got a husband who loves him the same as he loves himself, right? And I don't have to worry. Not that I want to plan on dying, but it was always the biggest fear for me. And now it doesn't have to be. And I want you to get to 60 and say, yeah, look at me. I made it. I did it. Right.
That's the goal. You helped me
spite of
get
all
there.
of them.
You
All
talked
right?
me off a couple cliffs.
In spite of what other people might think, 60 is the new 40. All right?
Listen, I have learned about blue zones, and I wholeheartedly believe I can make it to like at least 120. So like 60, if I'm going for 120 in like a blue zone, like 60 is halfway old.
Go for it, girl. You've got the power.
Right.
I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing. You know, Michelle intends to be young till she's 120 exactly that. Then good luck with that. Let me go
Listen,
early.
if she's got surgeons who'll chop the odd bits off, perhaps that will happen. Could you send them my way?
Like the royal family, right? You know, change everything when the time comes, and change all your organs, and then we'll go again. You know, it might work, Michelle. It might work. Thank you so much, Paulette. And I said Michelle is one of those special ones, as we know. I'm trying to work out which videos I've shown. I'll try. Let me see which one I haven't shown.
I don't even remember everything I said, so it's like kind of just like not knowing who's backstage. It's like, what's next?
Right. So Michelle, hold on.
I used to be the most negative person on earth. Something bad happened. Why the fuck this had to fucking happen to me right now? But they say when you change your perspective, that's when miracles happen. So now when bad shit happen to me, I don't be like, why me? I be like, why not me? I'm built for this type of shit. Let's get it.
She does ask, why not me? I will say that for sure, right? The thing about now, Michelle. So the black eye, people think what the obvious. They think domestic violence. Where did black eye come from? Please tell us.
Like everybody thought that I got beat. So I was at barber school, and they kept saying that I was just walking around telling everybody I was having deja vu. And one of the guys used to be a paramedic, so he kind of was putting it together, knowing that a seizure was setting on. And I apparently locked myself in a bathroom And like the moment I apparently shut the bathroom door and locked it, I fell out in a full-blown grand mal seizure, and I met the porcelain toilet.
Wow.
That was a beautiful black eye. Like, I'm not even
really
gonna lie. Like, that black eye was like the most perfect black eye you've ever had.
It is. I mean, we call it Shiner here. Shiner. Literally, it's the perfect one that anyone can inflict on themselves, especially you, right?
I mean, that, like, it shattered my whole jaw, going through like all kinds of dental work. Oh man, that was I had actually 5 years seizure free, and that happened.
You're still here, Michelle. You're still here. Look, so our time's going. So I know there's many more stories, right? Michelle, let's okay. Let me do my next two. Okay, let's talk about your takeaway journey. The other day, you ordered takeaway, you ordered delivery, call it what you like, food to come to your house, right? Did the food come, Michelle?
The other night?
Yes.
No, F them. No, it didn't come. I was so mad.
Why didn't the food come, Michelle? How comes it like, and how often does
They
this food
said that lady picked it up and she must have wanted to keep it for herself. I don't know. Like, they said she picked it up. They address for everything. They're like, you ain't got your food? They're like, no. And then they were closed. They're like, well, we ain't remaking it. So then it was like 2:30 in the morning. I ordered Cheesecake Factory. Get some cheesecake. I was so mad.
Oh, this is Michelle's story.
And then the guy was like tiptoeing on the deck because it's like 2:30 in the morning trying to bring me some cheesecake.
It doesn't work. No, your home delivery don't work. I mean, I think the one before that, your home delivery tends to go the old shop, the old delivery company, the old food shop, right?
I mean, when they delivered to the neighbors. One day I got three orders of pizza because the first 2 times they delivered it to 2 different neighbors. Then they brought it to me the 3rd time. Then my neighbors brought me the pizza. So I had like 9 pizzas. Like, it's just my luck. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen to Michelle. For sure.
Your home delivery just don't get on. I don't know. I can't. Nothing I can say about that at all. So well, that's made me laugh enough. That's good enough for me, right? See, another very Michelle story. Tell us about your DNA test, Michelle.
Oh my God.
Please tell us about it.
You just like this because you want to say Michelle, not Ramos no more.
Formerly Ramos.
Yeah, you're formerly Ramos. So, oh my gosh. Okay, so
I'm minding my own business. I'm doing what I'm done, working away. Something Michelle pipes up. What the?
It ain't Michelle pipes up. I called you Christmas Eve, flipping the F out. There wasn't even no like it. That was a full blown meltdown. Mm-hmm. So like, I live in family estrangement. It's no secret. There's no communication, 100% across the board, right? So I don't have nobody to ask. Who were aunts? Who's uncles? Where did we come from? So I'm like, yeah, let's do a DNA ancestry, 23andMe. I want that genealogy, right?
It sounds smart. Yes, it's a good thing to do, Michelle. Find out your ancestry. Find out your DNA, your family tree.
Yes, answers come. That's true. That's
amazing.
Scientifically proven. Are they the answers you thought?
So
my mom's side lined up. I knew the names on the maternal side. And let's just say that since my legal endeavors have been taken over by appropriate legal counsel, I got more time on my hands to now explore a paternal family I don't know nothing about. None of the names align. Nobody knows who I'm talking about when I'm trying to talk about who I believe my father to be. But then there's no biological male family member to just go swab and just get this over with. So, I'm in a great rabbit hole right now.
You call it a rabbit hole. I mean, you're 0 point something percent Nigerian, which is good. And at least you're not Nigerian, and I will know that for sure. But you're was it 4% your family, 4% your dad's side that you thought? Is it less than that?
This ancestry report, you got it too. I mean, you can share the screen with that. I mean,
90 something percent not your dad.
I'm Puerto Rican. There's the Hispanic is there, but the man that has raised me, that I believe to be my father, that is not Lincoln. But my daddy's Hispanic.
Yeah, no, but
I just don't know if it's this Hispanic.
Yes.
I mean, we laugh about it, but for me, it's like I couldn't make this shit up.
No, really not.
On Christmas Eve, out of everything happening on Christmas Eve, like then that.
It's only you that will go for a DNA test and to find out to you that your family is not your family. That's
and that wasn't even like a question. I just wanted to know, like, the roots. Like, when I go to Europe, where can I go tour and explore and learn? Like, that was not the curveball I expected.
But she flipped and she just kept hitting the roof. I'm like, Michelle, calm down. I just kept laughing at her. But that will teach you. Don't go for a DNA test next time. No one, avoid those things unless you really have to.
Just know the scientific results might not align.
Yes.
Because you can't, like, it's not a lie. Like, I can't. Oh, Jay, here we go. This dude right here is why I wanted to explore and get a DNA test.
I'll get to Jay in a second. Right. So one thing that when I try and talk to Michelle, I've never heard the words. There's an NDA for that you must sign. What's with you and NDAs, Michelle? What the hell? If I said, Michelle, what are you doing? What's that? She'll be like, you have to sign an NDA before I can tell you. And she means it. She'll send you an NDA on the WhatsApp, on the email, and say, sign it before I tell you anything. What's that about? What are you now? Why? How? Michelle.
Well, when you have intellectual property and need to apply for utility patents that will change your life in the world as we know it, you learn trade secret laws and rights, and you learn who to trust and not trust, and discernment, and where to go and not go. And I've had a lot of professional and personal relationships where I truly thought alignments were accurate, and it exploded in my face. And then, as Tom said, ain't nobody coming to save me. I'm gonna go do this shit myself.
Yeah. Like, I will show you what Michelle really is up to. What done to race statistics really is.
This isn't even all of it. This is like the tip of an iceberg.
Yeah. The thing I had to sign the NDA for. To then the next part, I got to sign another NDA. It's like, damn, Michelle. Just tell me what it is.
Every conversation is an NDA.
I tell you. Jay, welcome on stage, my friend. Please share. And I said, please share what you have to share with us about Michelle. And I'll come back to what she does, really.
Well, actually, I had a similar reaction to Michelle's reaction to finding out her DNA.
I told you live, right?
Yeah.
I'm almost sure you was live when I told you too.
I think it was a conversation. I'm not sure. I have to look back, but I was shocked myself. And here's the thing, when you go poking into the past, I always tell people, look, sometimes you might not enjoy what you find. Sometimes what you find may be a little bit upsetting.
Jay, I just want to know where I came from.
I know, I understand.
No, that's
right?
what
That's the thing. But and there's a lot of times there's a lot of naivete from people who go looking into their family history. And there's a prominent show out there, I keep forgetting the name of every time I get on stage, but you have these celebrities go onto a show, and the show is really about these researchers that go into historical documents to find out your family history,
They
where
go
they
deep.
lived, what they did. Go
Go
ahead.
deep.
What
Is
was
it
it?
DNA ancestry? That's what,
No,
that's
I don't
what-
know. I don't think it was DNA ancestry. It was, oh gosh,
Something genealogy, I think.
yeah, something. I got to find it, but essentially, there were so many celebrities who found out that they weren't, a Ramos. They were like, "Oh, what? You mean my great great grandfather did not have relations with my grandmother? Really? Oh." And so, they sit there, mouths wide open, going, should I stop the cameras now? Right.
I'm like, Jane ain't stopping.
Right. And
It's
so,
real.
yeah, it's crazy. But I'm making light of it, but it's a serious thing. So, and this is why storytelling is important, and why what you're doing with those videos is important. You don't want your daughter to be wondering about you. So when it comes time, right, there should be something left behind for her so that she can remember you. And obviously, she's your daughter, so you grow up with her, but some of the inner workings and stuff of what you do and why you do it, sometimes those things can be lost over time. And if they can go back and see this, then all those memories can come back.
Yep.
Sometimes family, right? And I was just talking with a group of people yesterday where, sometimes family members don't talk about anything. They don't hug each other. They don't show affection. They don't even cry. Right. So none of those emotions are on the surface. So you're wondering, did mom really care about me? Did dad really love me? How did they hug me every once in a while? Stuff like that. And so to share your story with them in some shape, form, or fashion that they can go back to, right? Whether it be a recording that you left, of your voice, right? A video or several videos that you made, funny things, sad things, all of the emotions that you would share with a partner or somebody, and then have it open so that your daughter can see it, right? That's, to me, it's important to share your story so that they know from you exactly who you are and who you were and when you reach that point. So storytelling is really important. And that's why I'm going to excuse the plug, but it made me consider this platform called AfterCloud. And it allows you to put your videos, it allows you to put your audio, text, anything in a biography format, and you can just go
Like a
through the
legacy
timeline.
thing.
Yeah, and it's your own biography tree of events, and people can click on it and see and go back to it. And you're the person in charge of your own biography, your autobiography, and you can plug anything in there. It could also work for grandparents or, uncles, or that mentor you love because they helped you become the person you are. So it's storytelling, and it gives you control of your story, your narrative that you want to share with your family years ahead, right? It's leaving a legacy, and it's a platform, and you could take that and turn it into a book, and now that exists in that realm. But I think it's a real good tool that could help you create that book, that autobiography for the future. So all of the things I hope make sense here, but I think that overall, sharing your story in the way that you do and in the most transparent and authentic way endears a lot of people to you and your story. And that tenacity, the resilience, and that strength to tackle things like, board of education and an entire, corporate complex of people.
It is.
And an industry like healthcare.
Mhm.
All the things.
It really, it's like, they've heard little bits, the brain surgeries, the weight loss, and everything. So, like, when I was 8 years old, I had been stabbed, and I had woke up with a colostomy, and that wiped away all memories of life before 8 years old. So then every memory of life after that was with a really dysfunctional family, so they weren't good. So then for me, it was like, then I learned that I was having malignant hypothermia, and then I get epilepsy. So it's like, and he doesn't like when I say it, but it's like I could die any moment. And I had to learn how to, like, look at him, he knows he hates when I say this, but it's true. Like, I could go be in a car accident, and if there's nobody to go tell that doctor that's taking me into an emergency surgery that I'm allergic to anesthesia, it's a wrap. There's no most hospitals don't even carry the antidote. It's so unheard of. Most doctors never even see it in their life, in their entire career. So it's like, I cannot change where I've been and what I have experienced. And I can't predict what's going to happen or where I'm going, but I have this moment. And I have this moment to make the best of it. And I know that when I go to bed at night, I can do it, and I can say I did my best. Like, somebody asked about, like, heaven and God. Like, my belief in a God or a creator, a being, it was never because I was raised in a church and we did our Sunday best. I have faith because I've survived things that I have no idea why I'm still alive. That's not me. There has to be something greater than me. And if I got to die and stand before a creator and answer questions, I'm going to be this person y'all see. If it wasn't good enough for you, I've already lived hell. Send me back. Like, I don't care. I did my best. If it wasn't good enough for you, like, I did my best. Period. And I truly lived that way.
It is impressive. I said, Jay, thanks for coming up, my friend. It's.
Tell me what story time is about the duck with Cletus.
Hold on. Yeah, well, it's your show, so if you want to come up and tell the story, Jay, you're welcome.
No, I'm just saying, he said he was going to do his Cletus was going to be coming, like, he has story time on Saturdays, and
indeed.
I need to know when the Cletus is coming with the duck.
See, this family tree, this DNA story is not uncommon. That's what I'm realizing. Michael says, it works the same thing in his family, really. I think he's got several brothers and sisters, and they talk about the same issue. You know, so what is a family story? You know, it's not just a case of Michelle's not just a case of someone dictating her story. It's a case of the people in the
writing
story
it.
and the people down the story. They want to. Jay mentioned it. Who you were, and Michelle was a Ramos yesterday. Today she's not. That's why I laugh at. Yeah, but she's over it. No, it's fine.
I'm a
She's over it.
catalyst today.
I tell you, now really, welcome, Professor Roxana. Michelle B, don't try and find out yours unless you really have to.
I don't think she wants to.
You only have to when someone's trying to do you for paternity or maternity proof. I don't know, maternity, that sounds a bit crazy, right? But if someone really needs your DNA, then you might want to go there. Otherwise, don't do it. Avoid those things. Learn from Michelle. You might find out things, as Jay said, you might find out things that you never want to find out.
I mean, Jay, he gave those warnings, but it was like, no, Jay, I know my mom and dad. I just can't go talk to them. I'm going to find out who my ancestors are. I mean, he gave the warnings, but in my mind, it never solidified. I don't know. I'm reading those results like, what the man? It was something else.
It still makes me laugh. So you can see, I still enjoy it. It makes me laugh hysterically. Look, Jay mentioned some important things there. Some people would say to you, Michelle's just full of drama. But it's not drama. As you said, Michelle, you survive many things. And the thing with you is that you take on the cause to change what doesn't work for you. I could ask you, how many battles are you fighting?
Right now? Like this moment?
Yeah. So you might want to go back a bit and then bring us to where you are today.
So, we'll just do February 15th, 2023. It'll be 2 years and 10 days. And that's the day of the fire. And we lost everything. And then that began me going down the rabbit hole of self-educating myself on a lot of legal codes, and learning how to construct lawsuits because no lawyers would help me. Nobody believed what I was saying. Like, it was a lot of self-education. So throughout that process, there are there's 7 current legal litigations open. The most recent is, I can't talk too much about it, but it has brought out some, I don't know, I want to say retaliation, but we're just going to just leave it for what it is. There's counterclaims and there's allegations against me right now that are very unsubstantial, but that is what it is. So there's all the legal avenues. There's a lot of advocacy work with housing, landlord-tenant rights, human rights, social injustice, judicial injustice. And then we ended up on the doorstep of the education system and mental health system. I will publicly say I had a school system contract a mental health system that committed Medicaid fraud and allowed my 11-year-old daughter to become suicidal and then tried to blame me for it happening. So that opened up a legal avenue. In the mix of all of that, so like the fire happened on February 15th, 2023, on Mother's Day of 2023, right after the fire, my mother, it's always been bad, but that was the worst it had ever been. And I was the power of attorney, and I told them I couldn't handle how she was anymore. And I was bringing in a financial fiduciary because we needed to make that a third party thing so that it was just removed. And that resulted in her freaking out because she was going to lose access to money she was not utilizing appropriately. And she told the cops that I was like stealing my dad's money, and it ended up being like elder abuse, felony investigation. And I was just like, that was that breaking straw. Like, I just spent $27,000 to pull your house out of foreclosure and to fix your mess up, and you're gonna go tell people I'm stealing from you because I'm telling you, like, I don't want no part of your inability to be financially responsible. Like that's happening. And then I just recently applied for a new possible job. And then I have done statistics. And then I am the architect of the legacy blueprint. And I learned recently I can get a utility patent. So that's opened up a whole nother field. So I mean, I don't know. It don't never know. I'm Angelina's mom.
Remarkable for all you've been through to still have the fight in you, Michelle. That's the beauty. That's a remarkable thing. Your work around the housing issue. Again, people have to get to know you to really understand the complexities. I mean, Michelle's the only person I know who watches the court cases. You know those court TV shows? Not TV shows, the court.
The real one.
Court sessions. She actually does
like
watch them.
United States Supreme Court when they're in session all day. Like, absolutely.
Keep talking. I say, give me a minute to come back, Michelle. Keep talking.
No, it's. I mean, what other besides reading and self-educating in that aspect? What better way than to like listen to the United States Supreme Court do appeals and defense attorneys? Like they're like, is that the realest exposure I feel you're gonna get? I mean, you're definitely gonna learn procedure. But yeah, no, I don't really watch TV. It's more TED Talks or just like elevator music for noise in the background. Well, I play any on YouTube, like just that'll just stream all day in the background to give them some watch hours. But I think any pros too. Look at him. Yep. See, this be happening any. So, hey Jay, how you doing, Jay? You're muted. Everybody's still muted. What does anybody want to know? I don't have access to the comments. Can you unmute even though Eddie's not in here? Cherry? I don't know if you guys can unmute. I can't see the comments.
Back on stage. Oh,
there's it, baby.
Yeah, I'm back again. I lost Michael's comment. Michael made a good. No, it was not Michael. Sandra made a good comment, Jay, about the importance of storytelling for our family. Someone just joined the studio, so I don't know who that is. Michael, I'm glad you're here. Just in time, Michael, because I said we're getting to the serious bit now, right?
Oh yes, indeed. I just came in just to check out this person called Michelle Ramos, and I wanted to hear her a little bit clearer with because when I'm in the other room, it's not as clear as when I'm in this room. So that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So it seems like you went through quite a bit, Michelle. Do you have any siblings?
I'm the youngest of 4, but there's no contact or relationships.
You mean with all of them?
It's full family estrangement. Nobody talks to nobody. And we was never raised, I wasn't raised with extended families, so I never knew aunts and uncles and cousins. I only knew my mom and dad and my siblings. But when I had my accident at 8 and lost my memory, they were already at the age where they were leaving. So I was basically raised like an only child.
Okay. And this extended family that you may or may not have, has there been any, effort to contact you or at all?
It's a choice. Where's Michelle?
We weren't like raised. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe if like growing up, maybe there would have been like interactions. I've met random, sporadic, people from my mom's family and in my 30s. But for me, I'm not the one, like, I don't like feeling like I bother people. And we're already grown, and I'm not gonna make you try to get to know me just because we're biologically related. I can't feel like I'm the one texting and I'm calling. Like I don't like to be that. Like feel those things. So,
do you consider it too much effort?
Yeah.
No, I consider that I'm setting myself up for destruction because I definitely wear my heart on my sleeve and I definitely give more love than I'll ever give. I've had to learn boundaries and I've had to learn self-love before extending it to others.
Do you feel alone?
I love my solitude. I don't like loneliness. They're two different things.
And
but I love my solitude.
Her daughter is her thing. Her daughter is her life, literally. And she has a mission that she's on. So again, like Paulette says rightly, self-litigation is hard work. And no one knows the work Michelle's put in. I've seen when she's writing her responses of court papers, like no one sees what it means, and it's not just writing your court papers, advising your fellow tenants.
It's and just doing advocacy work and like the self-education has had them file saying I'm practicing law without a license. So then now I'm at the crossroads of when did self-education and advocacy become practicing law? Because like I'm ready for law school. I am now going down that path, but I've never once said like I'm a lawyer.
So are you going to take the boards?
I mean, I got to go through I got to get my bachelor's and my master's and my JD, but I have every intention on pursuing an international law degree yet.
Sorry. I mean, Tom said, go on. Sorry, Michael.
It sounds like you have a timeline.
Yeah. Like I've given myself 18 months to get everything fully funded because I don't want to like go into it and end up with student debt or debts that I have. No, these degrees are really more personal, and I have no intention on getting my doctorate in experimental psychology with the JD in law to profit and make money. It's more so to be able to continue global advocacy and policy change. So I have strategically tried to plan it to where when I am enrolling into a college, I've got as much grants and scholarships as I can before committing, and then after committing, I can apply for more.
Do you have a GoFundMe page?
Nope. I don't know how to ask for financial help.
But Michelle, you have a plan. You have a plan. Your big project is more than enough to fund it. Now, I'll tell you about that in a second, Michael.
Okay.
Tom, thanks for joining us. Michelle B.
Yes, thank you, Tom.
So now you know Michelle Ramos a lot more than you did before my show, and that's why I do what I do. Now, thank you so much for joining us. Sandra says, you can ignore the first couple of lines, but Sandra essentially saying, Jay, it's about the importance of telling our stories. So one of the reasons I was inspired to write my book is so my son can learn about his mom's childhood and life journey. I know you're the same mission, Michelle, to write that book, right? To tell your story in more places.
We actually talked about that when we was doing the Rebel with a Cause stuff and wanting to leave our words as that legacy for our children. Like that was one of those things that drew us together.
Finish off Sandra's message because I know very little about my parents' story. They did share a lot, but they did not share a lot. But I talk a lot about it. I talk about this in my book. Tell your story and don't do a DNA test. You can get away with it. You might find something you don't want to know. Right. Now, Michelle, of course, and I know you got this big mission that you've been working on, that you're still working on. Again, Michelle will tell you that it's not a year, 2 year, or 5 year mission. It's been a 20-year mission, right? Don't raise statistics.
Oh, you're talking about my 150-year hobby?
Yes, that one.
So like, when I need like mental decompression or just like my happy space. So like, I've created this 150-year blueprint that is.
Let me show them. Let me show them the video. Then you can explain it to us. How's that? There it goes.
In a reality governed by figures and percentages, we ask, can we find liberation from the grip of statistical control? To find an answer, we turn our gaze to Akron, Ohio, where a non-profit organization named Don't Raise Statistics is making strides. Day after day, we're bombarded with statistics on a multitude of topics: gun violence, sex trafficking, child abuse, divorce rates, failing education, financial crisis, and more. But where does it end? Don't Raise Statistics believes that the cycle can be broken. It is our belief that through community engagement and collaboration, we can achieve the goals we desire. By providing resources such as after-school activities, job and trade training, mentoring, coaching, and food bank resources, this organization aims to create a positive change. Our mission aims to implement changes where individuals are not just another statistic, but resiliently defying them. Now, let's delve into the future initiatives of Don't Raise Statistics, Hope, Pact, and Myth, all of which are currently in the conception stage. First, there's Hope, or helping others prevent eviction. This initiative is being designed to facilitate healthy and positive relationships between tenants and landlords. Our aim is to bridge the gap between the two parties, creating awareness about rights and responsibilities, and provide access to resources for communities and families in need. Hope intends to offer a consulting platform for property owners and management companies, creating strategies for community building, transparency, and accountability. Next in line is Pact, short for Parents Advocacy Creating Transformation. This initiative is all about empowering parents in areas where there's a lack of awareness and resources relating to their needs. Pact's mission is to provide safe spaces for support groups, facilitate inclusive family activities and events, as well as opening doors to collaborative projects with schools, businesses, and groups needing support with neurodivergence and inclusion. Lastly, we have Myth, or mentoring youth through hardships. This initiative aims to expand the minds of young children, providing them with safe spaces and resources to support their passions and dreams. Myth envisions a world with positive mentors and peer interactions that contribute to personal growth and societal well-being, providing youth access to life skills such as financial knowledge, homemaking skills, goal setting, and understanding the differences between trade school and college education are just a few of Myth's initiatives. Don't Raise Statistics is more than just a name or slogan. It's an ambitious mission to break the cycle and create a positive change in society. Through these upcoming initiatives, Hope, Pact, and Myth, we intend to provide the resources and support necessary to defy the odds and transform our communities. And while it may be currently based in Northeast Ohio, the vision of Don't Raise Statistics extends far beyond the Midwest region of the United States. Our aspirations to assist communities worldwide, this is simply a view into the future of Don't Raise Statistics, a beacon of hope, a catalyst for transformation, and a mentor for the youth, changing lives and making a difference on a global scale. Because in the end, we're no longer just a statistic, we're defying them.
You know, that is remarkable. You know, I love big dreamers. I love big dreamers. I truly do. And big visions. You know, why think small, Michelle? Why think small?
Just the beginning.
I tell you. Okay, now you know Michelle. Now Michael, now you know what the vision is. Now you know what she's working on. You know, if you got any questions you want to ask Michael, feel free. So now's the time to ask them, right? Now, for me, I guess I can see. Michael, are you trying to speak?
No, I'm good. Sorry.
I can see, Michelle. I can see that this can be replicated in different places. And once you start one, then the model is created.
Business model is built so that every community center built will generate a significant revenue. And then that money goes right back into the community center. But every community center then also has a third world type country, like adopted community, where they fund that community center from the profit here. It's like a pay it forward type system, and I guess killing two birds with one stone. Like, how can I create the most impact with just one initial, framework of it? And then that ultimately led to the 150-year blueprint.
Yeah. But my friends, don't copy her idea. She will sue you.
That one we've already licensed, incorporated, trademark. That one is not the. I mean, there's NDA parts of it, but there's some NDAs that's usually not worth discussing.
Tell them the truth. There's several NDAs to find out how it really works and how it can be created. If you have to sign your life away, and the document is there already.
If I'm asking you to sign an NDA, obviously I trust you to be sharing these secrets.
Yeah, I accept that. And you know me, I sign NDAs because I have no interest in sharing anyone's story to anyone else. I don't need to, right? Right, Michelle, you've done well. You've done amazingly well. I think we've done well. Friends have done well for showing up as well and for telling the stories. We do love you, Michelle. Where you know that already, right? Now you are the star.
I like the behind the scenes.
No. I make you famous, Michelle. Spotlight on Michelle.
I know my story needs told, and I know I'm the only one that can tell it, but I very much do prefer behind the scenes.
Okay, I'll let you try. Go, Michael.
I want to ask Michelle a question. I see that your last name is Ramos.
Formally. Yes, until the DNA test. Yes.
Oh, okay. So, does that make you Hispanic?
I am Hispanic. Yeah.
Do you know which area?
No.
I got a whole ancestry. A lot of it is within Puerto Rico, some in Spain. I can pull up this, and let me tell you, 23.
Michelle, how can you say that? You're Spanish and Portuguese over there.
Yeah. I was other things too.
Yes. The answer is no, Michael. I ain't got a clue.
No, that's very interesting. You're a hodgepodge.
Relatives on LinkedIn. She found the relative on LinkedIn. How did that work?
I don't know. Right? How? I don't know. It's like you submit your DNA, and then you get this list, and there's all these scientifically proven data of a list of names, and you share DNA with these people. I don't know how this works because I didn't know this existed. Okay, like how I was raised with who my father was and who I was led to believe, like, this is your uncle, those are your cousins, this is your grandparents, this is this. None of that aligns with the DNA result. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to let you know that I'm asking because from my standpoint, I recently learned that the person I've been calling my mom all this time for a very long time, ever since I was practically a baby, is actually isn't my biological mom. My maternal mom died when I was about 4 months old. And the discovery of that at the age of 50 shocked me. So I pretty much understand how you feel, and well, I'm just grappling with the feelings myself. And I was just, should I say I was just curious?
No,
Yeah, I was curious.
it because that's not common, and for me being 40 and then never once in my life, that's my dad. That's who raised me. Like in my mind, like there was never when I did this DNA test, did I think I would get results that would make me question whether or not my dad was my dad. And that's kind of like where we ended up. I think that my situation specifically makes it so much harder though, because of the family estrangement. And there was never exposure to extended family. So it's just, there's literally nobody to ask. It's literally, I have to like educate myself with the science and with the, the haplogroups and DNA markers. Like I have to research and literally link all these, this ancestry report.
Yeah, because you actually realize that your daughter is going to be asking these questions too.
Oh, I'm wholeheartedly doing this with her as well.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because her father's side of the family, they have their own issues as well. So it's like everything I don't want my daughter to go through, I can see her life mirroring mine in a sense. But I think the only thing that makes it okay is that I know I'm taking the proactive step to teach her the emotional regulation to handle things she's exposed to, because that I was never taught. And I like how we're talking right now. Like I have these conversations with my kid. Ask Kenny, he's heard them. Like I just talk to her. Just she's another human.
Yeah, no, you're good that way. Now, I could say sorry for your loss, Michael. But what can I say? I say it's been many years, right? Life.
I know it's been many years, but then here's the thing: is that I did find my family, and I did communicate with them, and I've established a relationship. Now you realize you have to reestablish a 50-year-old relationship and get it to grow to that extent. So how do you do that? How do you close that gap?
That I think is where I was trying to tell you, like with me. So even if you remove my paternal side of the family and all these unknowns, there's familiarity with the maternal side. And where I stand with that is I met them where there's like a memory to remember it. It was probably like my daughter was definitely already born. So I had to have been maybe in my early 30s. And when you meet, it's this euphoric blessing, gratitude, newness, and everybody's excited and your family. You trade the numbers, you do these things, and then you go back home, but then you just never hear from them again. And for me, like, I can't do half-ass. You're gonna get either everything I got to give or I have nothing to give at all. I can't be worried I'm gonna send the message to these people and expect a response. So for me, it was because they were family, you set an expectation. And so for me, these are just, we could pass in a store and most of them I wouldn't even know were biologically related.
So are you the type of person who initiates, or are you the type of person
Absolutely.
who waits for an initiator?
I'll initiate until I feel that I am bothering you. If I feel like I'm just like a nuisance or an inconvenience, or I feel like it's a disruption to your day because I reached out or engaged, I won't engage.
Heart of gold, Michelle. Heart of gold. Look, my friends, if you're on YouTube, please like today's video and comment and subscribe.
And put it in the TV queue.
Hey?
I said put it in the TV queue for those watch hours.
Yeah. No, and seriously, I really appreciate that. I need more watch hours. I need more. And I need more subscribers too. Michael, have you been to subscribe? My YouTube? Terry, are you subscribe to my YouTube? Global.Media YouTube? I need more subscribers, my friends. I need to monetize YouTube so I can make money by just making these videos, which I do anyway. Right?
There's hundreds there.
I'll send you the link, Michael.
Okay.
I'm doing well. My numbers are going up drastically every month because of people like Michelle, who's always there. I'm sure just puts any
Actually, Michelle, Annie has been really talking about you with respect to that. I mean, he's like being so impressed.
Yes, I'm more impressed than you, Michael. I'm grateful.
I mean, and I thought
it sounds a lot
Annie's
like
name is echoed in rooms that he's not even a presence in. I think like it's a mutual.
You've made him such a happy bunny.
I tell you now, really. I need to get to 4,000 watch hours, Michael. So I need more people to go along and do, right?
So when you do get to that point, will we be seeing you hopping and jumping and stuff like that? Can we get that from you?
I'll hop and jump at least for a day. How's that?
That sounds good.
Did I get that first check from you? Did I get that first check from Google? Then I'll definitely hop on that. I'll make sure everyone knows.
All right.
Yeah, we go on TikTok?
No, that's a bit far. That's if TikTok still exists in our country.
I put you on TikTok today.
Aloha, Annie. I truly believe you will get those numbers better if you go onto TikTok. I remember seeing a show with Angelica and Dr. CJ that said you didn't like TikTok. You would thrive in TikTok, Annie, because you were just so pragmatic and you say things as they are. I'm telling you.
I tried to tell them too.
It's a values thing. I don't sell to kids. I'm not hanging around.
No, but here's the thing: is that the kids want that.
It's not a kids channel. It is. Kids
that's Twitch. That's not TikTok.
Us that feel odd about TikTok, it's very hard to change our belief. That's a problem that we have. And I know I've got limiting belief.
So we're gonna go down fixed mindsets tonight.
Well, TikTok is a whole different ballgame, Michelle. Sherry, I'll think about it, but I got nothing to do on TikTok. I can't make silly videos. I'm not doing dancing on videos.
Michelle, we can do a video with Annie, and perhaps Michael, if you're interested in,
I already put him on there today.
So long as Annie is gonna be there, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I got live stream access on TikTok, so I can live stream.
I make no promises to anyone. I don't mind joining as long as I haven't got to log in.
I'll make you a handle.
You can do that too, but as long as I haven't got to log in and create.
Y'all see, he just said I can make him a TikTok handle.
You do that. I'll show up as well, and I'll play ball. Let's see whether it does change the numbers.
You just get. I love you. You are my friend.
Okay. I'll say thank you in advance. Michael, do the YouTube thing as well, though, right? Every person counts, Michael. Michelle,
of course. I'll initiate myself on the YouTube.
Excellent. And if you want a link, let me know. Otherwise, just look for Global.Media.
I absolutely want the link. Yeah.
Okay, I'll send you the link to my channel. That's easy enough.
And I mentioned one more thing that is amazing about Michelle is her resume. Oh Lord, have mercy!
Scary. It's scary. It's scary.
It is. I will always refer anyone that I know who needs to have a revision on their resume. Michelle Ramos she's got it going on. She knows
Mm.
how to.
She knows how to twist those APA formats.
Coming from Sherry, who was like almost in tears reading the cover letter and resume last night. Like,
Well, I'm so proud of you.
Mm.
And look at that smile. Any you cannot look at that smile and not go on TikTok.
Oh. No, Michelle's resume, she sent me the first draft yesterday. I was like, oh, goodness me.
I got to send you the final.
There's a lot there, a hell of a lot. And but it's a testament to your, to your efforts, Michelle, to who you are and what you do, right?
Like, if you
A
would have
rough
asked
draft
me
that's got
15
a
years,
hell of a lot in it.
huh?
A rough draft that's got a hell of a lot of it means that there is something special in there.
Mm.
It definitely is. And if Annie's talking about it, it means wow. I gotta read this thing. Send me a copy so I can read it.
If you would have really like 10 or 15, 20 years ago, like said, Michelle, you need to like set up your resume, fill out application for a job that a salary is like a $500,000 a year. Like, I can't even say it. Like, it's, for me, it's like, you can't tell me that my faith ain't real and ain't got me somewhere, because I'm reaching levels I didn't even think existed.
Oh, they exist. They exist, and there's a lot more to you than that, than what you're displaying right now. There's a lot more that you gotta
learning.
Yep.
So Sandra says, Annie, let's release our limiting belief about TikTok. TikTok-y. No, Sandra. Let's leave that limiting belief right where it is.
You just said I can make your handle, so you already let go of a.
It's not me doing it.
You let go of a limited thought.
Yes, it's fine. And you create it, like I say, as long as I haven't got to log in ever. And when Michael sends me those TikTok videos,
and then when I come to the UK, we're going TikTok live.
I'm still joining. Yeah, you got the login information. As long as it's not me logging in to see the scroll. That's the scrolling thing is just like I don't get it. Michael, you know this already. I don't get the scrolling thing. So not to worry. Michelle, I'll give you a chance to tell us a couple. Have I missed any funny stories?
Probably lots. Yeah.
Guys, so tell us one or two.
I don't know. Like, they just come out in conversation. I don't could tell you one.
Okay, so what were you like when you were in high school? What did you get up to?
Oh, that was bad.
Mischievous
stuff. Because when I was in like the summer between 5th grade and 6th grade, I broke my hip, so I got put in a wheelchair. So I basically like lived in a hospital bed in my parents' living room for almost 4 years. So I was homeschooled like all of middle school. So when they put me into high school, my maturity levels and like who I was, and they would put me around kids my age, it did not mix well. I ended up having to get sent to a bad kid pilot program and got my high school diploma and graduated 2.5 years early, and then got kicked out, and then just been on my own.
And what was your hip doing at that time?
So when I was a teenager, it's called a slipped epiphysis. The growth plate crumbled and the hip slipped out of socket. And the first time that it broke, I didn't get took to the doctor or didn't get listened to the right way. So I have walked on a broken hip for 9 months. And when they learned it was broken, it was 9.5 inches out of socket and had fully turned. And the Charlie horses was because like the muscles were ripping off the bone. So yeah, that was
that's Michelle for you, right? And you still ended up being all right at the end. I said that's
the hip replacement. That was the shit, man. That was what 33-year-old gets a hip replacement? Full hip replacement.
The one called Michelle.
What?
Yes,
that one. Yes, that one. Look, my friends, we need to go. So 2 hours in, we've done well. Michelle, I'm sure we never thought it would be this long, right? But we've done amazingly well. Thanks to people like you, Sherry. Thanks you, Michael.
Yes.
So
Everybody that came.
come as well. Yeah.
Yes. We need to get people with time like that. His Wednesday morning is like every 2 weeks, but there's a lot of value there.
Here is one of the quirks, Michelle. What I would say is go to the comments page, Michelle. Go to the event comments page. Respond to comments, and then connect with people, Michelle. Michelle's like, no, over my dead.
I mean, I'm gonna respond to comments, but I privately DM.
Yes, I said, what's with you on connecting with people on LinkedIn, on LinkedIn? Yeah, I know.
She likes her solitude. That's what she said.
I'm not a connection collector, so I have probably like less than 100 connections, but every single connection I have, I know personally, like intimately personally, or we actually engage with intellectual conversations, or just there's a dynamic that the engagement it continues. Like, what if we're not engaged on that level, like personal or professional, it don't matter. But if we're not talking and you don't know me beyond surface level, why do we need to be connected? You can follow just like the other followers.
Social media, yeah, you need connections who will.
I don't got friends on other platforms either. I have followers, but the people I connect with, it's intentional and it's purposeful and it's love, and it's like it's not just somebody to just get a number in an analytic on the flip side of social media platforms.
Okay, I hear you. I know this is you, Michelle, so I'm all right with that.
Now you tell me when somebody's in my connections, like there's somebody in there you need to go connect, and I go look, but I don't open it and look unless I'm told I need to.
Very odd. Very odd.
I think we're at the last time I was in there was like 400 connection requests.
Connection requests. You got them.
Accept some. If Michael sends you a connection request, please accept it. I'm sure you know.
No, Michelle Ramos, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely. But I tell everybody, I do not look in that folder. And if you send a connection and then you either send an AI DM, I'm definitely not looking.
Even worse, that I agree with. I agree with that. I think, I don't know. I guess I tend to think the connection starts a conversation. Yes, I can. Michelle, I know you well enough to know that.
I think that the conversation starts with the intentional engagement. You did something that intentionally drew me to you. I therefore engaged with purpose.
Yeah, I get it.
If you read my About Me section, you definitely will reconsider hitting connect.
I don't look at profiles. You know me, I don't look at profiles. I ain't got time for that.
Are you going to be writing the anthology, the medical anthology that Annie is working on?
I believe so.
Yeah, I hope
We've been in talks about it.
Yeah, no, it's what story, whether it's one story that the brain, issues with the epilepsy or any the other health issues that Michelle's been through, or whether it's right about all of them, in which case you might need 3 chapters.
Oh, yeah, definitely will. But the way Michelle writes, I believe she can cover. I think she'll need oodles and oodles and oodles of pages in order to cover what she's got to talk about.
3,000 words is not enough. I agree. I don't know where to play my last video, and then we'll say bye.
I don't know what the last video is. I'm a little anxious.
No, it's one of yours, so I can't go wrong, can I? Okay.
I don't know. I sent you some of my subliminal ones too.
Let me play it, and then we can say bye, and then I can play our outgoing song. But thank you for those who lasted this long. I appreciate you sincerely. Yeah. No, you like it. Of course you're gonna like it.
The best thing I learned this year was how to still enjoy my life during my storms. As long as we have life, we will have problems. My entire world can be in chaos, and I'll still try to find a reason to laugh and smile. I realize that happiness isn't found in the absence of hardships, but in the moments we create within them. It's in the little victories, the quiet strength to keep going, and the choice to hold on to hope when everything feels heavy. It's understanding that even in the midst of uncertainty, the heart can still find its way to joy. I've learned to embrace my journey, storms and all, because it's in those moments that I find out just how resilient I am, and how life, even when imperfect, is worth cherishing.
That's Michelle for you, right? Please feel free, Michelle. Talk us through it.
It says it all.
Yeah, it is for
Well, I can tell you what I was getting from it.
Go for it.
Pretty much, this is my answer. This is my quick reflection on Michelle. I knew nothing of you when I started this journey to actually come and to get to know you, and from what I can understand that you may be living small, but in actuality you are larger than life. Your spirit and your attitude, yeah, definitely. You definitely, when you come out with a bang, and that I can see it. It's right there, and it's actually very attractive, and it's an excellent excellent introduction to people who are looking for someone like you. Very bright, very intelligent, smart, exquisite. And I explicitly say exquisite because I don't think I've ran into people like you, a person like you, in such a long time. Maybe I have somewhere, but it's my memory. I cannot make a connection. There is something there.
That's why I wanted to share, my friend. Thank you for a great summary, and I guess what to call it, a great.
I mean, my security and self-love is either gonna bring out somebody else's insecurities and create their drama, or it's gonna make me some best friends.
Yeah, it's true. Look, for me, it's the I think the trick in life is people think you have to be happy or whatever, right? I think in life, what I'd learned from you, Michelle, is the fact that it's about finding happy moments of inspiration, moments of joy amongst this thing called life. It's never all pleasant. It's never all pleasant. In fact,
regulation, any.
Most of the time, it is quite drab, this thing called life. But we can find those moments of joy. That's what Michelle has. That's what Michelle does, and that's the inspiration really for me. Often just being Michelle. Anyway, we've done well, Michelle. We've done well. We've done well. You sat in the spotlight for two hours and more. And this is going to be on YouTube forever as well. So, excellent. My friends, thank you. And thank you, Michelle. You're the star, truly. Thank you. I wanted to be
so humble right now. Thank you.
Well, after you talk about yourself for a few hours, it becomes rather, you can relax now.
If I could tell my story and just one person keeps fighting, that's all I care about.
Yeah. Oh, more than one person you're inspiring, Michelle. So keep going. And tomorrow's another day, Michelle. Tomorrow's another day. Thank you so much, everyone. I can't keep you forever. I should let you go. So I could do this every 2 weeks, but I don't like when it's a job to find someone to talk to. So what I tend to do is wait till the next inspiration comes along with funny stories. The next unique soul is what I try and find. When I find them, I do a show because that makes more sense to my little brain. Michelle, thank you. Cherry, you're a star. Thank you so much. If you two want to carry on nattering after I leave the studio, you feel free, right? Because I'm going to play the outgoing song.
FaceTime.
Okay, yeah, so now you can leave the studio. It's perfectly fine. I don't know. Oh, there's more comments. I didn't see them. April, seen lots. What's April saying?
I don't see comments, but
oh, I'm showing you. I'm showing.
No,
you.
I said when you put him up here, I see him. Yes.
Yeah.
I know. I hope he feels better. He was sick.
Yeah, thank you, Sandra. I'm so glad that you stayed with us all this time. April as well. Thank you for being here. Chirito pays the compliments and also mentions
such an amazing human. I love him.
Thank you, everyone. Michelle, do go through the comments, right?
I will.
Do go through the comments and respond.
I will.
I connect with some people. Anyway, my friends, I'll let you go.
I made 5 connections this week. Okay, I did great.
Pretty good. Now, me and Tiki Toki, and then you making connections. That's good. That's good. That's pretty good.
It's like I had 5.
That's 5 new people, Michelle. But they're friends of yours as well, so it's all good, right? No, so let me leave you as that last thing you want to know about Michelle. Her and the word friend have a problem. Unless you're really her friend, she doesn't want to call you a friend.
Because not everybody's your friend.
Let's
you have colleagues, you have business partners, you have neighbors, you have associates, you have colleagues. Friend is like, for me, the friend is more important than family.
See, so now let's I kept quiet to give you a chance to finish that sentence.
It could be part 2.
What is a friend?
A friend?
I'm remembering that you sent me that list yesterday or this morning.
That was like a sarcastic meme.
So what is a friend?
For me, it's just the one that you can be you and you can be real. They're gonna tell you the truth. They don't care if they hurt your feelings. They're not sugarcoating. They're honest. They're loyal. Like, the friend is basically, for me, a friend is what most people give the definition of a family to.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think that's more than fair enough. I'm sure we'll agree. Sandra, thank you. It's worth finding the last words, and the last words that Michelle Ramos, inspiring journey of resilience. So great to have the opportunity to listen. Congrats on your project, Dance for Statistics. Yay! Thank you so much, everyone. Michelle, thank you so much. So I'll bid you good night. Enjoy your night, everyone.
She's success with Global.Media.com and celebrating with or without champagne or rum. She's success with Global.Media.com. Every step forward is a new beat to your drum. Achieve success with Global.